When Liberty University first established the women's lacrosse program in 2009, it began as a club sport. And it would be then Assistant Director of Compliance, Erin Hagan, a former volleyball player, that would be tasked with leading the team that first year, which would pose some challenges.
Prior to us starting lacrosse, I had never watched a lacrosse match. I had never played lacrosse. Every time the whistle blew, the girls would just freeze on the field. I'm like, why are they just stopping? Like, not knowing the ins and outs of lacrosse. It was fun, a lot of laughs, a lot of growth for a lot of us.
The following year, Reagan Denham was hired to transition the program into its first year of Division I play. She came in having no time to recruit players with lacrosse experience, so she scouted around campus for anyone with athletic ability. Chloe McIntosh was one of those who caught the coach's attention.
I got an email from Coach Denham, who was the newly hired lacrosse coach, and asked if I wanted to be on the lacrosse team. And I was only going to be the third player so far. And my first question back to her was, what is lacrosse?
That would be a familiar question, as Coach Denham tried to recruit enough players to field a team.
She went to some of the intramural games, so there were players with me on the team that had never played lacrosse before.
It's safe to say that the girls had much to learn, including things as basic as the uniform.
One thing that I did not know until my jersey was placed in my locker was that you actually play in skirts. And so that was a big surprise to me. No one had told me that. And some of my teammates just thought that was hilarious.
Despite so many being new to the sport, the team would pick up their first Division I win in just the second game of the season against Howard University.
We ended up tying the game with just minutes left in regulation. And then we went to overtime and ended up winning. And it was just the best thing in the world. You would have thought that we had just won the NCAA championship with how excited we were.
Then in 2011, lacrosse players with experience playing the sport would begin to arrive. Current assistant coach Nina Dene was among the first. What she found when she got here was a program still trying to get its footing.
The early years of Liberty Lacrosse were very challenging. I looked around and I had a lot of teammates that had never played lacrosse before. So that was uncharted territory. We were like, we're doing this. Are we doing it? Are we okay? How are we supposed to do this? And the only direction we could go was up.
Liberty University would do its part to bolster the team's upward movement by quickly equipping them with the facilities necessary to become a competitive program.
We started to work with campus to get a turf field and what we needed to be able to compete at the best level.
It was so encouraging to see that the university didn't just create this program and leave us to be, that they created this program for us, and then gradually they were able to pour into us to make us a respectable program.
The new field would open in 2012 with a match against then number 3 North Carolina. Then in 2014, Kelly Nangle would take over the reins of the program. She recognized early on that the 5-year-old team was still searching for an identity.
It was an adjustment period of setting standards that you need for Division I athletes.
I feel like we didn't have a super established culture. We were still trying to figure out who we were as a team, what we believed in.
She came in and kind of completely turned the program around. And that was kind of the beginning of her type of culture.
Once we had that solidified, it was a lot easier to grow the program, I would say.
For the second time in program history, Liberty welcomes a top 10 opponent to Liberty Lacrosse Field in Lynchburg, Virginia.
To grow the program, Coach Nangle would begin to challenge her players by scheduling some of the top teams in the country. And her players relished the opportunity.
It definitely means something, especially when we got to come and play ACC teams. That was very exciting and got our program out there and got Liberty known.
Playing teams like Notre Dame, it was a big deal. I mean, it felt like we were playing on a big stage.
Players coming into this program know you are going to play the best of the best.
It's amazing to see that they are continuously competing against teams that are the upper echelon, and they are competing.
Mackenzie Lehman had 5 goals in her last outing. She has the first one today. Liberty with the first goal of the afternoon.
I'm so proud of how far this program has come, and that it's a respected program that is gaining the attention of others in the country.
But striving to be the best is secondary to the real reason for wearing a Liberty uniform. Playing for Christ has always been at the center of the program.
When we wear Liberty across our chest, that's the team we represent. But truthfully, when we come in and we pray after the game, we represent something so much bigger.
It's a beautiful thing getting to play for God and be worshiping out there, and to say that to your team and encourage them in that way of like, this is all worship, this is all giving this gift back to God.
I went to Liberty because I wanted to be a part of this university, part of a Christian school, and to be able to wear Liberty on my jersey and to play a sport that I'd never heard of before. Just, it was such a testament to God's faithfulness. I take great pride in being a part of the Liberty women's lacrosse program.
Takes the shot and scores. Liberty leads 3-1 in the first quarter against Duke.